Hello, welcome back to the High on Life Baggage Claim Series, where you continue on the journey of a lifetime. And nothing is more precious than claiming your life rather than having your baggage run the show. Make sure you watch the previous baggage tag video, Part 1C of the acronym CLAIM, where you get present to the cost of your baggage running your life, holding you back, and keeping you from your dreams. In this video, Part 2, L of the acronym CLAIM, we're going to address being willing to look inside and see what baggage you're carrying around and whoever really packed them in the first place, or what labels you let yourself take on. It's time to let them go, baby. Filling the void, we're going to address that. Maybe you have an empty bag that you've been trying to fill with other things. What's occupying that space? Whose beliefs have you taken on? Did someone else tell you that you should do something? Or is it really your own bag that you packed? Or did somebody else slap a label on that suitcase? Labels are for clothing, not you. When you look inside, you can now really see what's weighing you down and where it might have come from in the first place. See why you choose to even keep it in there, because it is your choice. There's the conscious baggage, where you're dragging it around and aware, but can't let it go, try as you might. Or the unconscious baggage that you're not even aware of. That is why it is so important to look inside, and if possible, to do so with guidance. That's why I would love to be your baggage handler. For example, I had my own breakthrough where I was still finding myself playing safe and small. You know, there was a time when I got triggered. Somebody had cut me off in a conversation and I felt like I got sucker punched. And it was like, wow. And it was just a shift in mental awareness that I was triggered. And I was able to ask where that came from and work through the process of why I was triggered. And it was a stacking effect of all of those bags. And it was like in that moment, this voice told me to shut the fuck up. Nobody cares what you have to say. And so I realized that that voice is a voice that constantly would come up and shut me down and help me and basically keep me quiet and from speaking my truth. So now that I'm aware of that voice, I can simply see it for what it was. It was something that, a meaning, a label I affixated. Okay, is fixated, is that a word? I took on the label of that. Anyway, I peeled that fucker off. So now I'm standing before you, creating these videos in this series, and I'm so happy to have you on this journey. I also had a client that I worked with who had this unconscious voice that would say to her, if you speak up, no one will believe you anyway. And it was something that happened so long ago, and she attached that meaning and adopted that wherever she went. We don't necessarily have to know where these came from. We just need to be aware of what is running the show. Really, the greatest example I can give you of this is my own personal story. When I was 9 years old in the 4th grade, I had the opportunity to dance in my 4th grade talent show. And I was so excited because it's what I ultimately loved to do, was dance. And it turned out to not be a talent show. It was actually a gong show. And I got gonged in that talent show, in the gong show. And from that moment on, I decided, wow, I must suck. And that was the label I slapped on myself. And I just carried that around with me, and that gong reverberated out into the rest of my life. And I would never put myself in situations where I could potentially get gonged. And so I had this part of myself and my soul that just wanted to express. But I would always find myself holding back for fear that that gong would ring out. And it carried throughout other situations in my life until one day I realized how unfulfilled I was and how unhappy I was and how I was playing safe and small for fear of the gong. And having that awareness allowed me to realize that it was myself. I decided that I sucked. I allowed one experience to dictate that meaning. And it followed me for decades until I made the decision to see it for what it really was. You see, when people gong you, it's because they don't have the courage to look at themselves. And I realize now that all those people that gonged me, none of them took part and participated in the talent show. So now having this awareness, I'm able to actually let them off the hook and send them love. And when you do that, it is so freeing. And that is what I want for you. When you take the time to look back and look through your baggage and look inside and see what's coming up for you, to stay attentive to what labels someone else or even yourself slapped on you, then we can start doing something about it. It's so important in order to be free of the baggage. That's why when I work with you, whether one-on-one or in our 30-day High on Life Baggage Claim Freedom Challenge, I have a process that guides you to uncovering and unpacking your own bags. Be willing to look inside and be willing to release the labels. Make sure you check the rest of our series ahead to help you now take what you find and be able to leverage what you discover to begin taking on claiming what it is that you really want in life instead of your baggage claiming it for you. In our next baggage tag, we'll cover why you need to take your awareness and make the right actions and begin the process of transforming your baggage forever. Journey on, and we'll see you in the next video.